Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. We are, in essence, Satchidanand Swarup, one without a second, all pervasive, Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. When we move around in the world, it's very easy for us to change our roles from being a husband to being a father. Immediately you shift your attention. There is no confusion, there is no lag, there is no deliberation. It's instantaneous. And that very moment you shift your attention to your mom or parents, immediately the son comes out of you. There's no confusion there. When we say think of the right hand, think of the left hand, no delay. Straight away you are able to shift from the right hand to the left hand, from the head to the legs, from the legs to the head. No delay. But when we come to spirituality, when we come to the seat of meditation, when we come across scriptures and they say you are the Parabrahma Paramatma, you are that infinite self, drop everything in the world and shift your attention to that which you already are, the pristine one, the unattached one, the all-knowing one, the blissful one. You ask the question, how? Do you ask anyone the question, how do I shift from being a husband to being a father? Do you ask that question? Because husband also you are, father also you are. So no question. Do you ask a question, how do I go from waking to sleep? No. You are the waker, you are the sleeper. There is no question there. There is no doubt there. There is no inability. It happens. Then why the question? How do I be the Atma? I am an individual, that is the role you are playing. And the Atma, that is also, that is your true nature. See how it expresses. The world as we know it, this fantastic universe, which seems to be larger than life. It's fantastic, it's infinite, but you perceive this world only because you have the body. And therefore the scriptures say the world does not begin out there. The world begins with body identification. It's okay, that is happening, you can't escape from it. Our goal is to come to the source. Just because we are telling that we have to come to the source, question how, why, when, where. I can't see it, I can't hear it, I can't touch it, I can't smell it. When we ask you, oh, can the husband see, hear, touch, smell, taste the father? But you made the shift, isn't it? Then why this question when it comes to the self? Just as all the roles that you play, what is the common denominator behind them? It is the man or the woman, the body. With the body, how do you perceive the world? Through the five senses. And this is the point of contemplation. The power of vision in our eyes always remains the same. Yes, maybe cataract and this and that, but the vision does not get the cataract. Vision is a principle. The eye may get a cataract, but vision is the same. In everyone's eye, the vision is same, the ability to see. And what does it see? It sees the various colors and forms. And they are continuously changing, flipping in front of your vision, in front of your eyes. But because the colors are changing, the shapes are changing, the forms are changing, is the vision changing? No, vision remains the same. Same way come to the ears, the ability to hear. Hear what? Sounds. Sounds are changing, but is the ability to hear changing? No, it's remaining the same. Hearing remains the same. The sounds keep changing. Sometimes soft, sometimes gentle, sometimes shrieking, sometimes roaring, sometimes a whisper. The stimuli may change, but the ability of hearing, that doesn't change. Vision, that doesn't change. And so also with other senses, other five senses. So we have established one thing. What is that? At the worldly level, the whole world changes, space doesn't change. In the space, the whole world is, and the world begins from our body, and we perceive the world through the senses. While perceiving the world through the senses, each sense remains the same. The ability, the potential within each sense remains the same, and all the stimuli, they are changing. We'll go one step further. The scriptures say the vision alone becomes simultaneously becomes all the names and all the colors and forms. The hearing itself becomes all the sounds, just like gold itself becomes all the ornaments. Water alone becomes all the waves. Similarly, vision alone becomes all the colors and forms. Smell alone becomes all the fragrance, the smells perceived. But when the vision is expressing as many colors and forms, is the vision affected by colors and forms? No. It is neither liking any color nor disliking any color. The vision is not liking any form nor disliking any form. All it is doing is just illuminating. See? Same way with every other sense. The hearing expresses as all the sounds, but itself is not affected by any sound. Vision expresses as all colors and forms, perceives all the colors and forms, but the vision is not affected by colors and forms. This is your observation even at this moment. Now go one step deeper, subtler. Mind alone is expressing as the five senses. The mind alone is expressing as five senses, and mind is not affected, influenced by the five senses. Sometimes what you see, the picture comes, mind doesn't like or dislike. Sometimes what you have heard, that comes in as a stimuli to the mind, it doesn't like or dislike. Sometimes smell, he doesn't like or dislike. Mind is a storehouse. All it is doing is allowing the data to come in and go away. Because what is mind? Mind is flow of thoughts. Thoughts about what? Thoughts about what you have seen, heard, touched, felt, tasted. They are coming. So just as vision became colors and forms but was not affected by the colors and forms, similarly, mind alone is expressing as the five senses, and mind is not affected by the five senses. It supports their expression, but is not affected by their expression. Mind is inert. Mind is jad. See? Now see how we are going back inside, coming to the source. So the world is illumined by the senses. Senses are not affected by the world. The senses are illumined by the mind. Mind is not affected by the senses. Who is illuminating the mind right now? Check. Who is illuminating the mind? Are you affected by the thoughts? Because mind is flow of thoughts. Are you affected by the thoughts? Whatever you are listening, it's coming and going. That is the job of the mind. Mind is nothing but a flow of thoughts. Who knows these thoughts are coming and going? So, just as mind alone expressed as the five senses and was not affected by the five senses, simile would be water alone expresses as many waves, but water is not influenced by any wave. Water is not affected by any wave. Water doesn't lose itself when a wave is created, and water doesn't gain anything when a wave subsides back. So is the case of senses with respect to the stimuli. So is the case of the mind with respect to the senses. And so is the case of the pure consciousness with respect to the mind. We have told you this before. Mind is nothing but consciousness with thoughts. Wave is nothing but water So who are you? You are that who is allowing the expression of the mind but should not be affected by the mind. Then why are you affected? If our observation is the senses are not affected by the world, influenced by the world, mind is not affected by the stimuli from the five senses, mind also is not holding on to the thoughts, they come and go, then you, who are the source of the mind, the self, the pure consciousness, that alone has become the many thoughts. Becoming is that is where there is conditioning, space-time objectivity. That's why a thought is coming, because there is conditioning. So, who is this fellow? Who is this I who is supporting all the thoughts but not influenced by any thoughts, not affected by any thoughts? Take an example. Who is this I who is supporting every day the waker, dreamer, deep sleeper, but is not influenced, affected, controlled by the three? That I am. I am the uninfluenced one. I am the independent one. Maintain this disposition and be free. When you get identified, I am thinking, problem begins. I am seeing, problem begins. I become the seer. Allow things to happen, because they are anyway they are happening. Why there is a need for ownership? Why there is a need for identification in order to define yourself? You don't have to latch on to any thought in order to be. You are. The thought is because of you. You are not because of the thought. The world is because the senses are there. The senses are because the mind is there. Thoughts in the mind are because the self is there. In that lay prakriya, senses were not affected by the stimuli that they were illuminating. Mind was not affected by the senses. Self is also not affected by the thoughts in the mind. And this is when we say this, that time you observe. You accept, your mind is accepting also, because it is your direct experience. Every day, waking, dream, deep sleep is coming and going, and you are not affected by them. The one who knows these three are coming, that one alone is expressing as the waker, the dreamer, the sleeper. But he is not influenced, he is not enslaved by the waker, dreamer, sleeper. He cannot. He ever remains independent. Be in that position. For that, alertness is required, awareness is required. Faith that I am that independent one, not the father, mother, daughter, sister, not the seer, hearer, toucher, feeler, taster, not the thinker, not the waker, dreamer, sleeper. I am that one. I am that. Unchanging one, independent one, unaffected, uninfluenced one. I am the eternal